She has a lot to say about the coronavirus. I'll tell you that. Okay, so in honor of her, we're calling it the YouTubes. Yay! A friend called it the YouTube box. It's amazing. Okay, hi. All right, so we're gonna leave a few minutes for everyone to get on. Okay, good, we're on YouTube, doing it. My hair. I'm not going to apologize for my hair because we're talking about being seen, but also it's like really rainy and humid here and I just didn't feel like doing anything with it. So this is Sunday in the Cosmic Boss training. This is how we roll. Okay, making sure this is all set up here. Making sure I can see the YouTube people. Thank you, Tori. This is my personal aesthetic. I don't know, again, like I said, my family's from Queens. This is kind of like Queens energy meets unicorn, interdimensional mermaid being, who is obviously how I identify on my business cards. I got this off of Amazon back when Amazon like worked. It was great. It's like $10. I love it. I felt like I needed a little holographic energy to remind us of our holographic energy. If these earrings are getting in the way of my audio, let me know, because one time I was doing an interview for a podcast, like it was like Swedish NPR of all things. And the whole time my earrings were like getting in the way of the mic and made this really weird noise. And it was kind of embarrassing. So just tell me, iridescent queen, oh, be still my heart. Arden, I quickly just went on my phone and I think you just posted like the most sacred of sexy thirst traps. I think like I looked at it really quickly, but I didn't know if it was a different username. But anyway, I am shook by everyone's sacred thirst traps on the Insta story, on the feeds. Props to anyone putting it on the feed where it's going to live forever. That is bonus level sacred thirst trap. And I've been just like blown away, literally yelling out loud in my house, like, yes, like, love this, here for this. And just like, yes, giving the fist pump. And the homework that was coming through, I screenshotted everything. I'm gonna like keep on referencing it. I definitely see why a lot of you are here and why you are called into this group training, because there's all this stuff like bubbling up below the surface, all this magic that kind of wants to hatch and work through you. So I see that. Animal Crossing, teary-eyed Papa. Oh, okay, gold sequin jacket. Okay, amazing. So let's see. All right. Give everyone here. The closed captions are going on YouTube. Okay, so we have 2 minutes to start. So yeah, well, since you're the early birds, like, let me know how you guys felt about the homework, how you felt about writing that stuff out. I'm always curious when we think about our intentions or goals, what are things that we've been thinking about forever and talking about? First category. Second category, things that we've been thinking about forever, but have not said out loud or written to anyone. And then third category, stuff that just surprises you and it comes up and you sit down and you put pen to paper and you're like, where did that come from? I had a harder time filling in all 3 spots for both questions. Okay, that's fine. That's part of this work too, is just unblocking ourselves. Like I said, for the majority, like, before I got into my first business, all of my careers and things before that, it was very hard for me to find inspiration. It was hard for me even to have an intention or a goal to work towards. And part of that is definitely some conditioning. Some places that were blocked. And again, that's why in the Cosmic Boss, we bring in the spiritual component. We bring in, meditation and mindfulness. Ooh, a red cardinal just flew by. And I always think that's a magical sign. Ooh, a second one just flew by. Okay, something's getting stirred up here in this group training today. But yeah, we talk about meditation. We talk about, we do like some shamanic medicine. We work with crystals. We work with herbs. I have some green chlorophyll today. That's some of my background too, is in herbalism. So we also look at things from all different angles of why we're sometimes blocked, or it's hard for something to come up, or programming we had as a child. Like, I love my dad, but he's a narcissist. And so being raised by a narcissist does not allow you to have a lot of room for you to bloom and blossom. So there's all things like this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels good. The most profound or meaningful things down. Okay, I love that. Definitely. I thought what you wrote was profound and meaningful. I think I saw yours, or did I not see your homework? I have to go through all my screenshots. But there's nothing wrong with having your life be super profound and meaningful and like high and metaphysical. And sometimes the things that we want, or the things that we want to do, are just like, I just want to be able to have enough money in my checking account to not feel stressed, or I want to take a really good trip, or I want to feel really confident, or I just want something. Like a few years ago, I needed a car. It wasn't exactly like this big sweeping, huge spiritual goal, but I needed a car to like get around and go see my clients. So yeah, and I love that. Writing down without blocks, exactly. That voice, we're checking that voice, that inner critic voice. And of course, I love what you said, the clarity of writing. If you guys don't ever work with me again, if you don't ever see hide nor hair of me again, I do want you to take away a few things from this training. And one of them being the power of sitting down and putting pen to paper and what flows through you. And, you invoke a spell, you really cast something out into the universe when you write pen to paper. And again, this is from the spiritual angle, but also people who work in mindset and people who are in executive spaces. There's corporate journaling is like a whole new sector of like corporate culture they're having, because it's like there's something about pen and paper. We're all on our devices, but that analog is really good. Okay. That aren't profound enough. Okay, Arden, we can chat about that. I think I saw your chart, and I think you have a lot of mystical, like deep things going on. So there can be that. But some of the things like in life, I always say the mystic is in the mundane. Sometimes it's just like that, or the sacred and the profane. Now you have a justification for my journal addiction. Hi, Suzanne. This is what needed for me to realize I run from creating to procrastinating. Yes, but I have so many ideas. Yes. Sometimes when you're multi-passionate, I definitely call myself a multi-passionate person. No one in like my mainstream life can figure me out, because they're like, what do you do? Like, you have juice businesses and coffee, and then you do like spirituality, but then you're working in like executive offices, and then you also like to create. And I'm like, I'm multi-passionate. It's 2020. We don't need one label. We don't need one thing. So many journals, so empty. Okay, well, it's 5:00, so we can like kind of officially get started. But I loved hearing from you guys. Multifaceted, multi-passionate. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely wanted to check in. Welcome to day 3. Today we are going to be talking about feeling into the place of the visionary. Of course, this is also going to talk about some mindset work. And we're going to talk about definitely some of that good old fear we talked about yesterday, but kind of the next layer, like what happens after the imposter syndrome. Like, let's say you do the thing and you get out and you be seen. What is my grammar right now? And you let yourself be seen. That's not the end of the story. Like I said, the next layer of fear uncoils, the next level of self-limiting beliefs or upper limits systems that we hit, or old patterning comes in. And to be a visionary and to be a cosmic boss, you have to learn how to move past that. And you really have to learn to feel into trusting yourself, like in every moment. To do anything on your own, you have to make a lot of decisions, and you have to learn how to do that. And that was definitely one of my biggest issues when I started a business, or I started doing things for my own. And I was like, wow, I have no experience, no muscle in just trusting myself. I was very indecisive. I was very all over the place. I was always looking for validation outside of myself, which really slows you down if you're trying to move fast. And it's another excuse to put something off, like you're waiting to hear back from someone or something. And then B, it's like, well, of course, it's hard, nice to get validation or run things by someone, or like in our Cosmic Boss, we have a support group that we can bounce ideas off of, and marketing ideas and brand building ideas and all of that juiciness. But there also comes a point where it's your vision. It's your vision. You're the only one who can see it. You're building like a castle in your mind, like my cousins were playing Zelda and we were building all of these villages and castles. And it's like, you're building that in your mind with your vision, and not everyone is going to see the fantasy landscape that you have. So you need to like be able to make decisions from that place of seeing something that only you see. Okay. So Zelda. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So cut. You guys were all like cut from the same cosmic cloth. We were running the gamut from like TikTok memes to Zelda references. You guys are here with me. I am loving this. So, just as a reminder, the first day we talked about purpose. Why am I here? What is my heart's truth? Not purpose in a tidy little elevator pitch. This is my purpose. Because like I said, we are multifaceted, dynamic, breathing individuals, but it's like plugging into some of the things that light us up and just following them without them having to look neat and tidy, right? But just these practices of getting closer and closer to our cosmic superpowers, to our heart's truth. That's what we need as a visionary. Second step as a visionary is we need to be seen. We ain't gonna change the world hiding out in our house. I mean, I am an introvert, absolutely, but I'm obviously here doing this because I was doing this for many, many years in small levels, just with my friends, friends of friends. I would work with clients. I stayed really busy with that, but I kept getting this nudge from spirit of like, more people need this, and you need more people like to grow and to do this and to really change the world. Like, you're not going to do that in your network of like 50, 60 people. So we need to be seen, right? And then we need to move past imposter syndrome to do that. And so today we're going to talk about feeling into it. And then tomorrow we're going to cover like the bigger picture beyond the here and now. We're going to talk a little bit about the next archetype of the sacred boss, which is the rebel, the wild woman, the wild man, the wild one, and how like that's really beneficial for our business. And we're going to talk about like who are we trying to get our message out to, whether it's our music. I saw so many of you who have poetry and art to share with the world, who have research and writing. Like, essentially, if you're making something to share with the world, there's someone who you want to give it to, and there's someone that you want to see it. And this is where we're going to talk a little bit about some marketing strategies. And again, I hate that word marketing so much. I studied marketing in college, amongst a few other things, social psychology. And I hate that word, especially on today's landscape and Instagram. Everyone's like a marketing guru, everyone this, that, the other thing. I like to think, marketing in just this way of like heart connections. You have something, and we need to put out your heart's truth to connect with another heart. And that's how you get clients, that's how you make money, and that's how you do it from a place of ease rather than ickiness. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. It's really important. Group chat. Okay, I'm down for a group chat. Should we what do you guys want to do? Like a WhatsApp or something? Like, should we make this official? I also think everyone needs to go on the hashtag Sacred Thirst Trap and like gas up each other, the cosmic bosses in here who posted under the Sacred Thirst Trap, because I am just blown away, shook, and in awe with some of these photos that were shared. So, okay, so that's it. And then the last day of this training, we're going to do a live Q&A. I'm going to answer some of your questions here. We're going to just brainstorm. If you have a business idea, if you have something you're blocking, if you have questions about the cosmic boss, that last day is just going to be a candy bag for you guys to do whatever you want. Okay. Jen Anderson, I like a bunch of the hashtags. Okay, good. Love getting connected to others group. I saw people were like connecting because I recognized some of your names from my DMs, and that makes me happy. Mama Majus was very happy watching all my cosmic little kittens get together. Jen Anderson, I want to point out what Jen Anderson said. I was really scared to post, but I did it anyway. But I did it anyway is like the anthem of the cosmic boss, because there's going to be so many times you're scared to do something. You're not going to be ready. You're not going to feel financially in the right spot. You're not going to feel like emotionally in the right spot. Things are going to go wrong. A coronavirus is going to happen, but you're going to do it anyway. You're going to show up anyway, because that's your way. Every time you show up when you're not ready, every time you expand with that faith instead of contracting into that ego-based fear, it's a contract you're making with the universe of saying, like, I'm signing a dotted line. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm ready. I believe in you. I believe in a higher power. I believe that I'm here for a higher cause and calling. Okay. So I love that. Everyone who did that, I love that. No, don't worry. Don't worry. There's another sacred thirst trap homework coming. So y'all have another opportunity, because also part of being a cosmic boss is consistency, is showing up with consistency, doing things over and over again. And it's also going to be like, the more you do it, the easier it comes. All right, y'all. So yeah, tomorrow, that's all the stuff we're going over. It's going to be super fun and juicy. I love what you said. I wanted to just share a quote that I put up on here. So why we talk about trusting ourselves and the visionary in the Cosmic Boss group coaching, a big thing we're going to look at is cultivating our intuition. So many fun ways of doing that. We're going to work with like third eye and brow chakras. We work with meditation, like I said. We work with actually like nutrition for intuition. We practice doing readings on each other. We like read cards. We work with pendulums. This is what I'm saying. This is not your normal business coaching. But to me, your intuition has to be so tight and so right, especially if you're doing something that's different and unique in your industry, because you have to trust your intuition. And that's what I love this thing about, a visionary, like why I love this word is because they say, a visionary is someone with a strong vision of the future. Someone who's imaginative, has wisdom, farsighted, discerning, sharp, shrewd, wise, clever, talented. And then someone like gave a really good definition the first day of visionary. I wrote in my notes, but then the second, like Webster Dictionary, straight up norm core definition of a visionary is relating to or being able to see visions in a dream or trance, almost like a supernatural apparition. So that's why I love that you guys are visionaries, because in the business world, we have visionaries, people who created new products, who created new things, new methodologies, but also like the visionary is like you being able to see inside in that intuitive realm and connect into that higher, like mystical, metaphysical realm of being. So all of you here, we're going to, this is part of the paradigm shifting is checking with our intuition. And fear is definitely one of the biggest things that blocks intuition. They actually say from a more neurochemical, physical chemical, biochemical rather, angle, they say that like, our pineal gland is the source of our intuition. And when we excrete fear, and like fear hormones actually clouds that. And that's why like being in like, we have like fight, flight, or freeze. We have our adrenals. We have like just automatic responses we go into. They're not necessarily like deep in our intuition. Those are more like primal codings. So really to get in touch with our intuition, we have to look past fear again, and we have to begin to trust ourselves. And I found a quote from obviously Dr. Brene Brown, who I'm sure we all love. Where is it? Oh my goodness, I can't even find the quote now. But there will be times when standing alone feels too hard, too scary, and we will doubt our ability to make it through the uncertainty. And someone somewhere will say, don't do it. And you don't have what it takes to survive the wilderness. And that might be someone on the outside world, or might be your inner critic. And it says, this is when you reach deep into your wild heart and remind yourself, I am the wilderness. Okay, I have the guts to do this. I have the trust and this like confidence. And that's also super contagious for other people. So there's this thing of like, we're always taught to be scared of something outside of us, or outside of ourselves. But when we begin to cultivate trust in ourselves, we realize like there's nothing that we can't handle. We've got this. We are the wilderness. And I love like this thing. It's like, the Little Red Riding mythology that was created to keep us scared of like this wolf that existed outside of us. And that wolf also really represents our wildness and our power. And again, like Abby Wambach, a soccer player, she said something beautiful in a speech. Again, it's like we were taught to be scared of the wolves, but like we are wolves. Like we are all of that stuff. It's like when the patriarchal societies came around, they figured out the biggest and easiest ways to mind control people and to financially control people was to make them scared and stripped away from their own inner power. I could talk about this for hours. I talk about it a lot in The Cosmic Boss because we talk a lot about the divine feminine, regardless of gender, but just this divine feminine that we want to bring back into our world, into our business, into our spaces. And so you're gonna hear me talk about this a lot. I won't go into it super in depth here, but basically just when we're scared, we're gonna talk about today, when we feel ourselves not trusting ourselves, we wanna feel like, okay, who is benefiting from me not trusting myself? Where did I learn this story? Did I learn this from my parents? Did I learn this from my teachers? Did I learn this from an old boss? Did I learn this from society? Because yes. Oh, I love that. The devil whispered, "You are not strong enough to withstand the storm." Today I whispered in the devil's ear, "I am the storm." I have chills. Okay. So this is it. This is part of like taking our power back, part of the revolution, part of being a cosmic boss is questioning everything. One of my favorite things to say is who said? Who said? Who said I can't do that? Me? Why? Why am I saying that? Who said I'm too old for this? Who said I'm too young for this? Who said I can't do that? Who said that I, don't have enough money to do that? Who said I don't have enough training to do that? The who said, the pushing back is a good first step in trusting yourself because it kind of pushes out and it gives you a little bit of arm's length to look at your thoughts. So I talked about the sacred witness the other day. This is like the sassy sister of the sacred witness, the who said energy. Okay. And like I said, it is Aries season. So it's like, who said, bitch, what? Why am I thinking that? Who is profiting off of me feeling this way? We live in a capitalistic structure. We live in a capitalist society. We are taught to need something outside of ourselves. We need to buy something. We need to fit in. We need to fit someone else's mold. We need to serve someone else's, we need to make other people rich. We need to fall in line with conformity to feel safe. That stuff, I'm sorry, is all bullshit. And I think we all know more than ever, we're seeing that that's not secure. The corporate jobs are not secure. The products that we buy to make ourselves be better or feel better or look better, it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors. And, I love obviously buying things as much as the next person, but I just mean in terms of seeking that power that's outside of yourself. Okay. It's kind of what we're talking about like the getting the degree just to get the degree. This is all the same wavelength. This is all the same thing we have to look at. And it's so deeply coded within us. Okay. And that awareness and the who said energy is one of the first steps of really plugging back into that spark, plugging into intuition. And listen, there's a reason why intuition, instinct, it's very animalistic. One of the first books I ever read when I was like 19, Women Who Run with the Wolves, like changed my life, obviously. There's this thing about this wildness in us. Okay. That's part of your intuition is your wildness. That's what intuition is. It's like instinct. It's being plugged into the moon. It's being just knowing something that you don't know how to describe that it's when like the vibes are off with someone or someone's giving you sketch energy or something is a good opportunity, even though maybe other people don't see it. So we have to be able to push away that energy, that who said energy is so important in being a cosmic boss. Who said, who made these rules? Where do they come from? Why do I have this? Okay, we have some comments. Oh, hi, Chris with the K, Gabby, Andrew, Gabriella Wilson. Love you guys. So this is why, again, I say like part of the cosmic boss people I want to work with are definitely people who are ready to be a little bit in the rebel field, a little bit in the rule breaker field. Okay. I also I really like releasing the rule book of how things have to be done or the format of how things have to look. First of all, I think that shit's tired and it's boring, and boring things don't make money and sell things. Like, busting out in your authentic truth is directly connected to abundance. And also, it's again, like, we have a whole new paradigm coming, and I want everyone to be ahead of it. I don't want us all playing catch up in 5 years, because things are going to look very different in 2 years. Astrologically speaking, I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. So, and I like how people are already, yes, exactly. People are probably already feeling that. So we want to align ourselves with the new way of making money. We want to align ourselves with service. We want to align ourselves with our intuition. We want to align ourselves with plugging into something that's a few steps ahead of where we're at. When it comes to business, physically, we want to be present. As humans, we want to be present. But when we look at our business and what we're creating, we really want to be like plugged into something a little bit ahead. Okay. Like, bear with me. I know it's a contradiction, but that's the truth. That's part of being the visionary, is seeing what's coming, anticipating what are people going to need. And also, like, how do I want things to look, and how am I shifting the world around me, and like kind of manifesting with the collective. That's a bigger thing. We'll talk about that in Cosmic Boss, but bringing it back down to how can we trust ourselves? Okay, so the who said energy is the first energy. The second energy of trusting yourself is like, you can't keep doing the same things and expecting new results. So for years, I was super broke for years. I was super unhappy in my work. Even when I launched certain of my own businesses, it just felt like a struggle. It just felt like every day was hard. It was fun and rewarding in some ways, but I wasn't grounded. It definitely was not bringing me where I needed to be financially. But I just kept trying to do the thing the same way. And I feel like in this analogy, it's like we're in a car, we're in a vehicle, and we build it, and we build the dream, and that's the outside of the vehicle. We put all the parts in, and we sit behind the steering wheel, and the engine, let's call the engine our mind, is not on the right place. So we're going to put that key in the ignition. We're going to try and turn it on, and it's just going to be like, it's not going to start. It's just going to be like a dead engine. Keep like trying to turn that ignition over and over again is not going to make the car move. Okay. We need to fix the engine. We can't just keep jamming on the ignition or jamming on the gas pedal. So we want to look at our mindset. Our mindset is really like the engine that's going to make this thing move and take off, and have it be fun, and have it be like flow energy, and have it be maybe even easier than you even expected. So, but you have to have this trust in yourself, because the part of shifting your mind is you're going to have to do something new. You're going to have to do something that feels kind of scary. So for me, what was really scary, and I think this probably is relevant because a few people reached out to me about this, is investing in myself. Like for me, I went to college, and then I almost went to grad school. I pulled back. It didn't feel right. And then a few of the things I wanted to do, I always wanted to, learn more about something, get better at something, but I always just felt blocked. I felt really guilty about spending the money on myself. That's like my Irish paternal ancestor side of my family. That's like really has some deep coding about like struggle and like money. And then also there was a side of me of like, I don't think it's going to pay off. And when you're resistant to investing in yourself and you don't think it's going to pay off, it's either you don't trust the program or the thing that you're looking at, or the coach or the school, or you don't trust yourself to show up and do the work or to make something of it, which again, this is all back to the trust yourself. So you want to think about, okay, why am I not trusting myself? What is this block? And I really found the 3 times that I invested in myself, each time brought me to the next stratosphere. When I was feeling super flat after calling off my wedding, my parents got divorced, sold our childhood home. I had left my job. I didn't have my apartment, my whole identity, everything stripped down. That was solar Saturn return years. I really knew I needed a restart, but I didn't know how to do it. And I spirit kind of guided me to this person in a restaurant who literally overheard me talking about how uninspired I was and how I wanted to get into a career and help people. I didn't know where to start. And the woman just turns around and she's like, I just did this program and it was amazing for me. And I just started my own juice business. And I'm like, oh, wow, great. So she, that kind of was a sign of like, okay, I should pay attention. And then I got like 3 more signs that I should pay attention and sign up for this program. But the money was such a block for me. And then I happened to get like a tax return or something that was like the down payment. And I was like, okay, I'll just put it there and like see what happens. After signing up for that program, within 6 months, my friend from high school asked me to start a business with him, this juice business in Montauk. That was my first real business baby. And within a year of graduating the program, the business was launched, making money, getting press. I was featured in like websites. I love like a Free People blog and all this stuff. And I was like living in a beach town where I wanted to be. And I was like, okay, cool. But this is the thing about being humans. We don't always learn from our mistakes. So that got me to one level. And then when I wanted to be more on my spiritual path and I wanted to grow that side of me, and I wanted to dedicate really deepening into like energy medicine and to understanding myself and to understanding spiritual healing and all of these gifts that we have around us. I had been like attuned to Reiki. I was studying astrology and tarot and all these things, but I wanted to really join, like I wanted to deepen it. And I didn't really know what that meant. And a woman came in my coffee shop and we started talking and she basically was like, you should go to this shaman school. And I was like, what? Also, first of all, I am like, have no money. I have these 2 business. I'm paying for everything on my own, bootstrapping. I can't even leave for like a day. Definitely not like to go to a whole shaman school. And I definitely can't afford, I can barely afford like a tarot deck right now, much less a whole program. And blah, blah, blah. I'm going to keep this short. But the thing, I was like, I denied it. 6 months later, she came back to me. I was like, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. And when you guys brought up the suing Starbucks thing, then all of that happened. And I did not want to go through with that. But my guides were like, you have to protect yourself, your intellectual property. You have to stand up for yourself. And we did end up suing them. We settled out of court. We did not really make a lot of money on it. But the little bit of money I got, like it was this little bit of money. And that was the exact amount of the shaman school that I wanted to go to. So I was like, okay. So I signed up for that and that changed my life. I met people who changed my life. It brought my everything. That was when I started experiencing real abundance in life. Like studying in that energy medicine, deepening in that surrendering, taking my spiritual practice from the individual to a community, my life just like blew wide open. And then the last thing I had to invest in was I always knew I wanted a business coach, but I just didn't know if I could afford it. I took a chance on someone, last year, and I was so nervous about spending the money. The money I spent on her in the first month, I made in the first 7 days of working with her. Because working and showing up for yourself and trusting yourself that I am my most important investment, again, it's a contract to the universe that you're ready to put your money where your mouth is and to show up for yourself. It gives you, just in a practical sense, it gives you guidance. It gives you community and accountability. So when you are not trusting yourself or you're doubting yourself, you have someone else holding that space for you and being like, hey, I'm here. I've got you. We all doubt ourselves. We always joked in like our shaman program, how much we joked around about like, why are we here? Like, we're not special. Like, we don't know what we're doing. But then we realized like everyone is special. Everyone deserves to learn this. But so this is the first thing of like, we want to take the who says energy of how we can trust ourselves. And then we want to show up for ourselves and invest in yourself. Now, listen, I don't want you doing anything that feels financially reckless to you. If you cannot afford something, I'm not going to be that person pushing you into it. And I'm not even just saying this working with me. I'm just saying if there's something out there, if there's a course you want to take, if there's a coach you want to work with, if you want to do something, if you want to travel and go somewhere, post quarantine, and because you feel like that has something to unlock for you or a new opportunity, I just want you to trust yourself that you're worth it and trust yourself that you'll figure it out. Okay. And just like open up into that, expand into that. So Suzanne, exactly. I love that. So some other ways that we can begin to trust ourselves is, again, we want to come into stillness a lot. You're going to hear me in the Cosmic Boss talk a lot about meditation. I wish there was a better hack for it, but trusting yourself as a boss, as a visionary. I work with clients who work in like huge Fortune 50 companies. I work with a New York City, New York State Supreme Court judge, and she is meditating on her bench every day. And I have these people who are working in these huge tech companies meditating, taking meditation breaks. Everyone knows they do it on their team, because to be a visionary and to trust yourself, you need stillness and you need quiet. We need stepping away from the scroll of Instagram, turning off the outside chatter, turning off even the input from our loved ones around us. Because what the universe, what spirit gave you to share with the world is just yours. Like I said, you're the only one who can see it and feel it. So if you're constantly having input from the outside world, it's going to be really hard to get clear on that, right? Okay, so we're having the like who said energy, how we trust ourselves, how we feel into that. And then we have the energy of like investing in yourself, even if it's just time. That's a good example. If money feels uncomfortable to you right now, it could be time. Like, I'm going to invest 20 minutes every day into writing. Okay. And then 3 is like stillness. It's so important with trusting yourself. And something I also want to say about trusting yourself, this is where the feeling comes in. All those things that you guys wrote on your homework of things you want to do this next year, I'm going to ask you on your homework, or you could even do it starting right now. I want you to write out the 3 things that you wanted to accomplish this year, whether it was, launching a YouTube channel, starting your own business, traveling, buying a new home. I want you to think about, why do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Why do you want to do those things? Is it, if you want to have your own YouTube channel because you want to feel creative, or you want to feel like you're an expert in your field? Maybe you want to have a new home because you want to feel safe and secure. Maybe you want to offer up other people's security. If you want to, write a book, you want to feel like, aligned because you have all this information in you and it wants to come out. You want to feel like you're helping someone. Or if you want to travel, you want to feel free. You want to feel adventurous. I want you to think about the 3 things, 3 ways you want to feel. Okay. This is very important in visionary work. This is very important in my authentic manifestation course that I run. Because when we focus on that way we want to feel, we manifest things faster, because tuning into the feeling of our vision, it brings emotion to it. It brings real emotion, and emotion is just energy in motion. So if we just say, I want to write a book, I want to write a book, I want to write a book, it's a little flat to us, to our soul. The book, it could be a lot of different things. The book could feel a different way. And then, but if we say like, I want to feel like, I want to feel happy. I want to feel proud giving this copy of this book to my mom for the first time, thanking her for all of the things that she did for me, all the sacrifices she made for me. I want to feel like proud to show her that book. Attaching that emotion to it helps you plug into that space, align with that vibration much faster. And again, it clears some of the self-limiting beliefs, because emotions transcend like old beliefs in our head. So when we can meditate on that and visualize that in the emotional space, amazing. And then what it helps us do is plugging into the why we want these things. It brings it to life more. Think about this book analogy. I'm running with it. If we're going to sit down and you said, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write 10 pages every day. That feels a little flat. You might just feel like, okay, I really don't feel inspired to write that, or like, this is never going to happen. I don't trust myself to make this happen. Why me? Who would read a book? Versus when you start plugging into this emotion, like, yeah, I want that. I want to show that book. I want to look at that book cover in a bookstore and feel proud of that. I want I want to feel seen on the New York Times list. I want to feel like, you know, joyful signing my autograph in someone's book who looks up to me and who just bought it. Now it's a little different. Things are happening, things are working in you. And of course, this is the belief. You have to align yourself with the belief that this can happen. That comes from the other work we do in the Cosmic Boss, is aligning our belief systems with our emotions to manifest. But like, trust me, if someone said, this book is going to be a New York Times bestseller, you're going to sit down and write it 10 pages a day, right? You're not going to not do that. It's just when we don't attach the emotion to it and we don't believe it can happen, we get in our own way. We don't trust ourselves. So these are just all ways we can begin to trust ourselves. And again, just going easier on yourself. There's not going to be an end result. There's not going to be like, oh my God, you listened to this webinar and expect yourself to never doubt yourself ever again. That's not how it works. Part of what we do in the Cosmic Boss is we're building and developing a toolkit so you can keep going back to it. We're going to fall off of our horse. We're going to fall off of our path. We're going to fall off of our flow and our confidence. But instead of letting that derail you, how is that done in the past, or set you back like 6 months of you dawdling or like procrastinating or hemming and hawing, maybe you'll just be off of your horse for like an hour or a day and be like, oh, nope, I remember, this is my toolkit. This is how I get back into alignment. This is how I get back up, shrug myself off, dust myself off, and get back into my truth, okay? And that's where the heart-centered part comes into all of this too. We're plugging into heart-center because ego will lead us a lot of crazy places, but heart-centered truth keeps us in alignment. It keeps us on a path, and it's much easier to stay in alignment when we're aware of our heart-centered truth. And we have this toolkit of going past all these levels of like fears, self-limiting beliefs. And when we can plug into principles like visualization, like manifestation, like, you know, a lot of things I do is, like I said, is rewriting your own story. We do in Cosmic Boss. A lot of things we do is around worthiness. I struggled with that for years. I did not think I was worthy. I had so much shame. I had so much, just disconnection from my innate worthiness. And I just thought, like, who am I to have all this stuff? Who am I don't need a car. I don't need this house, or, you know, I don't deserve to have a certain amount of success in life. And I had to really go back and unwind a lot of those beliefs. And then once I did, like, magic. I don't even like, it's so much stuff has changed in my life since I've done that. Like, I pinch myself sometimes, okay? But I know I was in the same spot that many of you are in right now, okay? I didn't start off like coming out of the womb hot and confident. It's a practice, okay? It's a toolkit you need. So that's that. So today I'm going to trust in yourself. It's so important. So what I want you to do is, for your homework, we're going to email out a PDF. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to return, obviously, back to our mantras. So yesterday we wrote down, I am seen, I am worthy, I am enough. We're going to keep going with that. And we're also going to add, I trust myself. I want you to say that to yourself all damn day, okay? I trust myself. I trust myself. And then I'm going to have you write down the 3 emotions of like why you want to share those gifts. What do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you accomplish those things? What will it feel like to get those things? And we're putting the emotions, energy into motion. And then I want you to split a piece of paper into 2 sides. You can fold it or make a line down the middle. And on the right side, on the left side, I want you to write all the ways you hold yourself back. All the things you haven't done, all the things you've hesitated on, all the things you've procrastinated on, all the things that you've just been holding yourself back with. This is going to be super raw and super emotional. My fiance, dinner's ready. It's going to be tricky to write this down, but I need you to write it because this is part of the release, okay? This is alchemy we're going to do. And then on the right side, I want you to write out, what would my life look like? What would it feel like if I didn't? What would it feel like if I trusted myself, if I took this big leap? and just dream big here, okay? You're gonna say, I'm done holding myself back. I'm done thinking this is how life has to be. I'm done. I'm just ready to get out of my own way. What would it look like? Okay, so then, because we're doing some witchy shit here too, it's cosmic boss. It's not regular boss. I love boss babe. I love all that stuff out there, but this is cosmic boss. Then I want you to do is you're going to rip that paper in half, and you're going to take the left side that has all the stuff you're holding yourself back. You're going to cross it off, and you're going to rip it up, or you're going to burn it if you could burn it somewhere safely and responsible, because we're transmuting energy. Okay, we're lifting that energetic cord from around you. We do a lot of spiritual ritual in Cosmic Boss. This is a little sneak peek, but this is very powerful. Never, never, ever, ever, ever underestimate the power of ritual. We are ritually articulate beings as humans, okay? This is very powerful. So we're gonna send out that homework. And of course, sacred thirst trap number 2. I want you to, oh my God, what did I put in my notes? I think I wanted you to just do a sacred thirst trap and maybe plug into a boss energy in that thirst trap, somewhere where you feel strong and powerful. Yesterday was a picture where you felt like yourself. Today, I want you to feel like a boss in your sacred thirst trap. I want you to post that, put it under the hashtag, follow the hashtag, gas everyone up on here. These are other people, other visionaries, have their back, hold space for them. And then I will obviously DM me your homework. You could tag me on Instagram. We're going to do a drawing at the end of this for a free month in our Cosmic AF Moon community, and a free one-on-one 30-minute session with me if you're posting. And I'm loving seeing everything. I love seeing everything coming through. Thick model community coach. Okay, great. So yeah, so tomorrow we're going to focus on more of the business end of things. So in your homework too, like, let me know if you have a business or you want to launch a business. We're going to be talking a lot tomorrow about marketing in a non-cheesy, non-icky way. Okay. So I love hearing from all of you guys. I'll see you here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for day number 4. Show me what you got. Show me, tag me in your ripped up stuff, tag me in your burned stuff, tag me in that right side, tag me in your sacred thirst traps, because we are being seen. That did not go away after day 2. This is the practice, all right? So yes, sending you guys all so much love, boss BDE. I love this. Okay, great. I'm gonna go because my fiance made dinner. You know, it's like super early. See, I manifested a fiance who makes me dinner. Anything is possible. All right. I love you guys. Sending you all so much love. Maybe we'll start a WhatsApp. We'll do that tomorrow, maybe. Okay. So bye, everybody. Bye.